What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video where I'm going to talk about my top indie comic picks for this coming new comic book day, February 8th, 2023. Let's get into these. I actually don't have 10 single issues to talk about this week, so I have a trade paperback that is going to be my number 10 pick this week. It seems like this is an overall lighter week, and I have seen the same thing looking at some of my friends' videos about this coming new comic book day as well. So 9 single issues and a trade paperback that I'm going to talk with you guys about. And that trade paperback is Crash and Troy, Volume 1 from Jared Lujan and Kyler Clodfelter. This one coming from A Wave Blue World Publishing. I read this one as it was being released in single issues, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. We've got intergalactic mercenaries Rex, Crash, Ballard, a super strong grumpy mutant, and Troy 3.0, a sentient software arts aficionado, find themselves in hot water after freeing a ruthless dictator from a maximum security prison planet. Now, they must clean up their mess or find themselves locked up. This means working with a no-nonsense handler named Delphi, which is hard because there's a lot of nonsense on the way. Also, there's going to be an interplanetary war. No sweat for two pros like Crash and Troy. Just fantastic. First issue, I picked it up and I loved it, and I was hooked immediately. The humor in this is fantastic. The artwork is incredible, and this is a story that everyone needs to pick up and read. Especially if you are a sci-fi fan, you're going to enjoy the hell out of it. Next up on my list this week is a second printing, and that is Nightclub. Number 1 is getting a second printing from Mark Millar and Juanan Ramirez. This one sold out real quick. It was a $1.99 price tag, so of course people were picking it up and just trying it out. And it's Mark Millar, who's been putting out some great comics and also getting his comics turned into properties on the big and little screen. So this one, I think there was maybe a speculator hit on it as well. We've got 17-year-old who's bitten by a vampire and deciding, do you live in the shadows and drink human blood, or do you use your newfound gifts for the dream costume superhero life that you've always wanted? You're bulletproof, you can crawl up walls, and you can turn to mist or even a wolf. Why not have a little fun? So that was, I guess, number 9. Kind of a little bit different than a normal list today. But number 8, we're going over to Whatnot Publishing for the Exiled number 1 from Wesley Snipes, Keith Aram, and Adam Lawson with Esquivo on artwork. And this one, it looks like it's going to be fantastic. I'm not picking up the single issues because I backed this on Kickstarter probably 6 months ago or so. I don't remember exactly. But supposedly I'm not getting the physical copy until June, so I'm kind of a little bit in protest of this one. But I think it's a great comic. If you didn't pick up the Kickstarter, didn't back the Kickstarter, didn't see that this was a thing, that's why I'm putting this one out there, because I think it's going to be a great story. It follows a hard-boiled detective, Niles Roach Washington, as he pursues a serial killer who is using mysterious ancient tools to rip the spines from his victims. When forces outside and within the police department attempt to discredit him for his theories, Roach's instincts keep pushing him forward. With enemies on all sides, Roach wades deeper into the conspiracy and uncovers a secret 5,000 years in the making. Sounds like it's going to be an awesome story. I love Esquivo's artwork, so I am all on board with that one right there. So that was the number 8. Number 7 this week, I'm going to be kind of more books I'm picking up, books that, that are releasing this week. I am getting that trade paperback for Crash and Troy, even though I read the single issues. And the, like I said, the Exiled, I have at some point. We'll see when I get to actually read it, but not picking up the single issues to save some money. From Blood Moon Comics, we have Stray Sheep number 1 from Andrew Osborne and Hernan Gonzalez, the artist of Cover the Dead with Lime. We're getting a tale of psychological horror. Coulson has lost both the love of his life and his unborn child, with no reason to go on. He ponders if it's best to just end it all. That's when he receives a mysterious invitation to participate in a series of dangerous, life or death, underground games sponsored by the Mafia. With every round he plays, the risks to Coulson's life become greater, but so does his addiction to these deadly games. Sounds like it's going to be a really cool story we got here coming in, and the cover looks cool. Hernan Gonzalez's artwork is fantastic. This one's, it looks like, coming from the Panico Press imprint of Blood Moon Comics. That was number 7. Number 6 on the list this week is a number 1 from Boom Studios, and that is Harrower, number 1, from Justin Jordan and Bram Revel. There's nothing to fear in the quaint town of Harrow, New York, except, that is, for the Harrower. Children wish this boogeyman was just an urban legend, but this purveyor of puritanical vengeance against the unrighteous is very real, and there's no escape, because the Harrower seems unkillable and spans generations, always returning. What secrets will Alice Young, a teenage girl obsessed with the Harrower, uncover, and will she be able to escape the pool of her morbid fixation? This deconstruction of the slasher genre is the fresh and terrifyingly grounded take. It's perfect for fans of Bone Orchard and The Closet. Number 5 on the list this week, we are going to AWA for issue 4 of 4 from Erratic Recharge. We've got Kari Andrews creating this incredible story. This is the volume 2 of Erratic, just set in the Resistance universe within AWA. This is a story about a kid who gets powers, who's 15. These powers last only 10 minutes every day. What will he do with them? How will he keep his secrets hidden? There are definitely people trying to figure out who Erratic is right now, and that could expose him and put him at risk from threats. Just fantastic story overall coming from AWA. And number 4 on the list, we're going to Boom Studios again for Know Your Station, number 3 of 5 from Sarah Gailey and Liana Kangas. They are putting together such an incredible story here. A story about billionaires who went to space, and you've got a space station full of workers to keep things running. Somebody's killing people on this space station, and we've got this horror story developing, and really an unreliable narrator that seems to be coming in here, and due to addiction, not sure really what is happening around her. At least is grappling with the worst possibility of everything she could consider here, and that is she the killer? Her bouts of super strength aren't providing any comfort from these suspicions, especially as the horror of the next victim greets her. Things are getting more tense and deadlier than ever as each remaining billionaire receives an anonymous threatening message. Dun dun dun. The covers on this have also been really, really cool. Liana's artwork is phenomenal. Just pick this one up. Do yourself a favor. Go get number 1, 2, and 3 this week, because you're going to enjoy this sci-fi horror story about maybe taking down the rich a little bit. Moving on from there, we have, I think the next, 2 of the next 3 are number 1s. And this one, coming from Image Comics, is a new one from Rodney Barnes and Alex Linz. It is Monarch, number 1. A new tale of terror and high-stakes science fiction hitting close to home. Growing up in the city of Compton is tough enough as it is, but as Trayvon has learned all too well, growing up as an orphan in the city of Compton with gang members hunting you down every day is even tougher. But all that's about to change, because today is the day the aliens make first contact with Earth, and it only spells doom for life as we know it. Death, devastation, and mayhem can a single teenage boy rise to the challenge and protect his surrogate family and friends, or will he die trying? From Rodney Barnes, Star Comics creator behind the Eisner-nominated series Philadelphia, and writer-producer of HBO's Winning Time, and up-and-coming Marvel artist Alex Linz, comes a new tale of love, triumph, disaster, and defeat. Number 2 on the list this week is going to one from Black Box Comics. We've got Dream Master, issue number 3 from Jonathan Hedrick and Luigi Baracelli. After growing exceedingly impatient, the Queen of the Night takes matters into her own hideous hands and expedites her sinister plan to conquer the Nightmare Realm. Meanwhile, Dream Master must feverishly race across the twisted dreams of familiar blind man to prevent the witch from acquiring his tortured spirit. I have really been enjoying this world. The story is great. The artwork is phenomenal. Luigi puts so many extra details into the artwork that I am just enjoying the hell out of. And that's why it's my number 2 pick this week. And number 1 this week going to Sumerian Comics for How I Became a Shoplifter, issue number 1 of 3 from Tom Brayfogle doing the writing, and an art team of Daniel Hillard, Jordi Perez, Gabrielle Falzone, and Kimi Kusach. Crime Through Boredom. A year-by-year look at the final generation of juvenile delinquents before technology took over. Watch the comical cast of characters grow up as each chapter is set in a different year of adolescence from 1996 to 2003. The first issue tells nostalgic tales of toy store heists, grand theft, beer runs, backstage buffoonery, counterfeit cash, and clown weed. 32 pages of art from the art team here, and first issue of 3 from Sumerian Comics for this one. That is my number 1 pick. That is the top 10. It's a little bit different top 10 this time. We got a trade paperback. We got a reprint in there. So go check these comics out. Let me know in the comments which ones you're going to be picking up this week. Did I miss something that's coming out this week that I should be picking up? And as always, collect what you love. See you next time.